Welcome, welcome. Welcome, y'all. Alright, this... sorry if I got feedback there. This white is where coconut oil has solidified in the cold out here. We got so much to do. I got a list of things today. For me, for members. Yep. See, this is coconut oil solidified. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. At least not that fast. That stuff up. Yeah, trying to warm my fingers up too. I got a little heater right here. I can't warm them with this though. This will burn them. This will burn my fingers. So it's helping. I can feel the heater right here. It's warming stuff up. How's everybody? My name's Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, member Dacian. Who else we got in the house today? Miss Heather, of course. So what I'm trying to do is I got to condition all this leather today. And then I got to work on some of the member gifts. Long-time members. Thank you to those of you that sent your addresses in. This is a very large piece of buckskin. It used to be on the wall back there on that board. I took it off and then it was one solid piece, like a saddle almost. And what I did then was I moistened it, actually put it in the shower behind me to try to get it steamed up, and then rehydrated it by spritzing it with a spray bottle fully, and then it's been in a lipid mixture, fatty mixture for the night. Y'all can see how much grain is on this side. It's a lot. It's really undesirable looking. I gotta get that stuff off. I don't know if I tanned this thing or if it tanned me, yo. This was a bear. Trying to get all the solidified coconut oil to chill out on there. Fetty Spaghetti, welcome from Minnesota. Fetty Spaghetti. I think up in the north part of the state, if I'm correct. How you doing there, Fetty? What we're doing now, Fetty, is I got this piece of buckskin that I made. It's a pretty large buck. It was actually, I don't know, it was a big one. A mature male, we call it that. The deer weighed a lot. A couple 100 pounds, maybe a little bit more. It was a Mike Osborne sized deer. Like he said, he always does 300. Mike, he always does 250 to 300 pound deer. So it's a Mike Osborne special here. Not one of them little baby does. Yes, it is. It's in the morning here. You guys, it's 7 p.m. So it's good morning to everybody but Dacian. It's good evening to Dacian. 5 p.m. there. Excuse me. 19 or 7 p.m. there. I'm going to show y'all what the apron looks like. I worked on the apron a little bit. Alright, so if y'all can see my full body now, this is the neck of the deer. Y'all see how far down that goes? Like, to me, that's a large hide. See? This is the grain side here. This is the flesh side. Almost down to my feet. And like I told y'all before, this was not literally a bear, it was a deer, but it was a bear to tan. And I said, I don't know if I tanned it or if it tanned me, man. I've had skin stuff, and I think a lot of it goes back to this bad boy here. Oh gosh, I have so much regret about donating my last buckskin. Watching you makes me want to try something like this now. Well, this will make it even worse, Fetty. I made this up. Oh, great. I don't want that down there. Floor is dirty. This is the apron I'm working on right here. I know it's got a little schmutz on it right now, but this is grain on deer leather here. This is a raccoon that I rounded off and tanned that. And then this is buckskin down here. This is what we got going on now. This is all made from leather that I tanned here at Dad's workshop. It's a little freezing here, so it's kind of getting the coconut oil. I added coconut oil to my fat liqueur last night, and so it's yeah. So I can see my breath. It's still chilly in here, man. Thought it was gonna warm up a little outside, but it's still real chilly in here. And so the apron now, what it needs is it needs a neck strap to be about 30 inches. That'll put it about right here. And if it's a little short, I'm going to put on two little pleats, two little straps right here to attach the main strap to. But last night, I put on the pocket, the raccoon leather pocket right there. It looks like I just popped out a rivet though. Let me see if I can get that rivet back in. Kind of had a feeling that might happen. And the cold is what forced it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Let's get that rivet back in. Or a better one. That did not, I messed with that thing all night and all morning, and that didn't happen. But as soon as you take things out in the cold, it stresses them in a different way. We're going to switch that whole rivet because the stem's probably broken on that. Well, we kind of have a Dad's logo. By the way, I have like a Dad's Workshop keychains that are going out that Chardonnay made me. She's a long-time friend of the program. Like this right here. One of these is real special. You can tap your phone to it. Right? Boom, boom. This is one of them right here. These are 3D printed. Boom. You see that? You like those? Kind of fun, right? Oh, for needing Dad's logo for the apron. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, probably. Let me get a new. This may need to be one of the longer ones. I think maybe the problem here. Wow, my fingers are not good at this. Remember yesterday I was telling you I got too fat of fingers for this job? You can watch me fumble through this a little bit. Alright, so here's like the little rivet plate. Let's re-rivet this thing here. I want it nice and even on there. On the little plate there. Straighten it up. Much better. There we go. Much more secure, kind of not mangled up and tangled up knots, you know, as it were. Alright, new rivet, good. That's what I needed. Yep, got whole bunches of stuff to do. Let me pull my list out and take a look at it real quick. Yeah, Fetty, you got to get you some skins and start working with them again. Alright, my list says conditioned leather. That's what I'm working on right now with the Fat Liqueur. Measure leather strap 30 inches. Attached strap to apron. So that's another thing that may not happen on here. And then I need to work on strops for my members. So got whole bunches of stuff to do here today. Double tap that screen if you like this video. My name is Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Right now we're working on leather stuff. All that we made by tanning our own leather here. All of this is basically deer. So that's raccoon. I've got a little squirrel over here. This handle right here on this axe was made with squirrel leather. So you can make leather out of almost anything. They like the riveting, I think, was what the crowd liked there. But anyways, welcome here, and let's keep it moving, because that's what the folks want. Oh my gosh, I can see this stuff is coconut oil is all solidifying here. Alright, so let me pull out a couple of these strops so you can see. This is one of the strops, and it's in the Fat Liqueur right now. This is one of the ones. I think this one may be Wes's. I'm trying to condition it. It was bone dry this morning. So it has, you know, leather conditioner. You can actually look, it's synced right into where you can see his name, the DW for Dad's Workshop, and then Wes at the bottom of it there. And then we want to, somebody asked me, how long do you have to condition this stuff? A long time, like especially if you just made the leather and you're doing it with these traditional materials. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Yeah, I think the axe did work out real well, and I've gotten it sharp now too. You're gonna see me have to pull the heat gun out to moisten, to liquefy some of the fats that are solid at room temperature. You know, that freeze at room temperature. I have to. You're gonna see me do that a lot because it's cold out here. So this strap right here, ideally Wes would be able to and I've got mics in there too. Wes would be able to snap this on a belt or an apron, and then just strap his you know, whatever knife or chisel or whatever against this side, and then if it's dirty, it gets worn and it has, you know, metal sherds in it. You put it in the wash machine, wash it, condition it again with some oil, and use it again. Use it again. So that's Wes is right there. We may make another one of these today on here. And This is also, I have another one of these too, or a similar size piece of leather that can go out to Mike. This was a thing I promised Wes, which is a hock. This is from the leg of the deer. This has been bark tanned as well. For whatever kind of random application he wants to use a hock for. It's fairly thin leather. Man, that freezing temperature though really puts a, makes it hard to like for y'all to see the. This was another one. This had dried so solid I wanted to recondition it. Get some oils in there. Because what you're doing is you're replacing in skin, what makes the skin, you know, the fibers join or move or flexible is water, right? And we're taking the water out when we're tanning. We're introducing other things. So what we're trying to replace the water with when we're conditioning leather is fats or you know, lipids, so that it moves again. We're taking what used to be making the skin move was the water. Now we're using oils. So that's already better right there. And that's a hawk, as I said a minute ago. Have you ever made a leather sheath for a knife? I made a leather sheath for a hatchet. This is my hatchet sheath. I have not made a leather knife sheath yet. This is my hatchet sheath. It was for the original shaped hatchet. It has to be adjusted now because the hatchet head has been changed. This is raccoon leather, and this is deer leather here. So this was my original hatchet sheath, right? And it snapped around the back of the hatchet head like that. Now the hatchet's smaller, so this strap has to be shortened. So it's not practical yet to put back on, but I think I can make a sheath pretty good. Just a saddle stitch, pretty easy procedure. Now that I know the stitches pretty well, I think I can do it. It's early here, I get it, but make sure if you are a member that you, Dad's Workshop, Calvin@yahoo.com, you drop an email so that we can get you something, a keychain, or some little pieces of leather and some various things for your straps or whatever you're doing. Let me move this towel out of the way here, put these two things back. Dad's Workshop. Thanks to Chardonnay for that. Shout out wherever you're at, Chardonnay. Chardonnay pops in every once in a while. We get her in here. So that's that huge buckskin right there. I'm going to move these raccoons over here. Those are going to get made into a hat shortly. Not today, but pretty shortly. My muskrat just fell. This right here. I'm going to go up here for a minute. Cold air really makes it clumpy, right? It makes the fats clump up, and it's hard to work out here like I wanted to. People like to see me work the leather by hand out here, and oh, that heater feels good though. Look at that. This is another buckskin hide, a smaller one. Y'all probably have seen this one before. The key is slowing down the drying process. So if the hide is almost dry or dry, you need to rehydrate it and then add more oils to it, dry it again. That's how I've gotten this, and I'll show you in a second, how I've gotten the top of that apron soft. It was so rigid, you could cut yourself with it. Literally, you could actually cut yourself with the leather. That's how sharp it would get on the edges. I had to work it multiple times against this beam, against chair tops, adding oils every time, multiple times. We had to do this to get that soft. I have a feeling with these two pieces of buckskin, you're about to see this one and the next one, that I'm not going to have to do that as much because they've been in this semi-liquid state for quite some time. Today I had them hanging on the line, but just to dry them a little so I could reapply more oils. The key is just keep adding more fats. Keep adding more fats until you basically can't anymore. Then dry it, and then if it's too stiff, do it again. Rinse and repeat, basically. That's what you're doing, essentially. Have you ever made a leather seat? Okay, I've already got that. I already got that question. Let me see if there's another question in the chat. I feel like this chat's a little bit back a bit. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see. Okay, nah, we're good. I don't see anything else unless Heather comes outside. All right, so we got that one here. We're gonna put this right on top. Let's get that coconut oil. Only problem with adding this coconut oil was I kind of had a feeling it might solidify outside. I want to oil the mess out of this apron though, so I really don't mind oil getting on there. I want it to be as waterproof as possible. Shout out Wes and Mike. I got their strops in here today to oil those. Too cold for Heather to run outside today. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the best we can answering the chat. Hey, my name is Calvin. What is your name? Where are you from? What are you doing? What are you making? Talk about it. Hang out with me. Pop in the chat. Pop in the chat. I'm Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. We're working on leather. What's your name? Pop in the chat and tell me what your name is, and let's talk. Ice bath. Woo! Polar bear swimming. Oops, don't want to do that. Sizzling. I heard that thing sizzle. Alright, that's one hide. I'm going to put it on top of my apron here. That'll help that stay moist. I have straps of leather in here for a couple reasons. For one, I want to send some to the members. I want to send some just scrap pieces to the members. And the other reason is I need to make a neck piece for my apron that's about 30 inches long, minus maybe a couple inches for the straps that I'm going to attach to the top. So I have these pieces in there that were bone dry, so dry like they would cut you, kind of dry. And I put them in the fat emulsion to try to soften them up so I can fashion some straps out of these today. So that's what everything is getting conditioned. That's why you're seeing it looks kind of a little gross, I guess, to y'all probably, but it's just coconut oil. I don't have any animal brain left. I would use that if I had it. I used mine up on the last conditioning. This has got egg yolk, olive oil. I put a little bit of bergamot in there, and just because it's like a, I don't know, aromatherapy for me, I think. And then and that's it, olive oil. And that's it. The olive oil is so light that it's not going to solidify on you, but the coconut oil in this kind of cold will do that. Mike from North Dakota, nice to meet you, Cal. Nice to meet you too, Mike. What do you say? What do you do? What do you say? What do you do, Mike? Mike, I've seen you around here before. Tell us a joke, Mike. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. Please don't, Mike. Nah, dude, tell us a joke, Mike. Yeah, like 40 degrees is pretty warm. I don't know who we have from Europe in here, where they get that's like their regular winter temperature. I don't know how they escape winter and summer with barely any heat and barely any cold. Like, Lucky Europe, you know what I mean? To build my workbench, yeah. All right, so here's a real solid neck area. This is from the neck area of a deer. Grain on, it's got the pebble on it, right? This I'm conditioning because I would like to use this for the strap. Now, whatever I have extra, I'm going to send out to members of this piece because this is a really solid piece of leather right here. This has been tanning and conditioning for a couple months. I used the top portion of this, a thick portion of this, for the breast area of the apron there, and this is going to be used for the strap. And again, coconut oil solidifying because of the cold air here. I'm trying to get that coconut oil to chill out. Not like actually the opposite of that. And the emulsifiers don't work if the oil all solidifies on me, man. You know, like the egg is supposed to move the fat around, right? That's what emulsification is. It spreads around, it makes an emulsion, like what you would have on a photo paper or something. If the oil solidifies, forget that, it's not happening. You're gonna get clumps of fat and then patchiness, and you don't want that. You can kind of see this is a little bit patchy at the moment. Sorry if the heat gun is loud, but I have to. I have no other way to get this stuff kind of up to temperature. This is already, this morning, this was you couldn't even move this. It was like hard as a rock. So it's already a lot better. That's good. First step of today's program is to condition leather. So we've got this stuff coming out of a fat mixture. I would usually use brains. Hopefully today, I'm going to be on the road. Hopefully I'll find something else today. You know, an animal I can use for brain material, fresh, because it's cold out here. I have a video where I show how to extract the brain, but I'm kind of hesitant to put it on YouTube. It is educational, but YouTube does not have to put it on, you know what I mean? So I'm going against these corners because this is what I've had good success with. As I mentioned before, the other way to do this is to string a rope or a cable real tight. You need a nice thick rope or pretty tightly bound cable tied between 2 points, and just pull it over the cable over and over again. Mike probably knows about that. Nah, I do not fear brains. I like the way that brains feel in my hands. I think they would probably use them for lotions and stuff if they could get them in large amounts. They're expensive probably because it's actually kind of, there's a lot of rules about harvesting animals and keeping the head away from the body. I don't know if y'all know this. USDA requires that heads be stored away from bodies. So like if we take an animal or whatever and we're harvesting an animal from the wild, like we went hunting or something, let's say that as an example, okay? The animal is usually, like, the head is with the animal, I mean, for a while. And if you're storing it, sometimes the head is stored with the body. I knew a guy worked in a butcher shop, and you know, they had the deer heads in a separate area because they would butcher game animals for people too. This was kind of in a suburban area where people really didn't know how to, you know, they would go hunting with their buddies, but they didn't know how to actually process the animals. You know. All right, see how much better that looks now? We have a pebble. This is from the neck of the kind of nape of the neck, back of a deer. So you have the thicker kind of, and this is, you got the pebble texture to this, so it's full grain here, similar to the top of my apron. And I want to use this for strappage if I can, if possible. But I got to soften it. It would be really hard on my neck if I don't soften it a lot. So Ask a question. Pop in your name in the chat. My name's Calvin. What's your name? This is Dad's Workshop. Where are you at? What are you doing? It's okay if you're like taking phone calls and, you know, working in a warehouse or something and you're on break. It's all right. Let us know what you do. We just become our friend. See, quick friends, fast friends is what we make around here. Fast friends. We love folks. Please pop in there and drop a line. Say something. Say something nice. Don't say something mean. Miss Heather will boot you out if you do that. Thanks everybody for being here. My name's Calvin. We are in the midst of Dad's Workshop conditioning leather right now. I got to condition all these leather pieces though. I can't just condition a few. I got to make sure they're all kind of ready to go out for my members and so forth. Hey, there is a way you can become a member. You tap that little dollar sign in the bottom corner and it gives you this little option to become, you know, a member. It's not that expensive. If you hang out here a lot, it's kind of worth it for you. You know, but I'll let you make that decision. No pressure. Also, you can subscribe as well. That's another way that you can be part of this fam. Is just subscribe, because not everybody can afford memberships, and that's understandable. Now you see, the more I get into this, you're going to see more and more of this solidified coconut oil, because it's getting colder and colder out here. So I'm going to actually go over this real quick. I mean, I might be able to move some of it with my hands. I want this buckskin to be supple, and the only way that's going to happen is if I work oils into it. You know, I don't have the taxidermy equipment, like the machines they put stuff through to flesh and then break them. You know, they have actually machines that do this a lot. But there is something to the hand tan piece of skin, and there are still a lot of folks in the world that do it this way. By hand. We're gonna go over this with the heat gun here. Hey, pelado, pelado. Double tap that like button, folks. Like this video. Let's warm this piece of leather up. Really stubborn here. It's coconut oil, guys, so it's really wanting to stay frozen. Even at room temp, like basic room temperature, coconut oil is pretty solid. But I kind of like it like that. That's going to give a little bit of stiffness to this fabric in normal temperatures. I call it fabric. It's skin. It's hide. So definitely different things. This is not a necessity when you're conditioning hides, but I can't get the oils to break down and get into the hide unless I do this right now. It's too cold out here. Hey, thank you for liking the video, Pilato. Member. Pilato is a member. Has been for a while. Yeah, pretty standard heat gun. $50 at Lowe's, about $30 at Walmart. If they're right next door to each other, seems kind of silly, doesn't it? Lowe's lost. They didn't want to reach and grab it off the top shelf. I went to Walmart and they had it there for $30 less. So there's a tip. You get some value from this today. What do we got there? What the heck was that? What just happened? Pelado sent 5 gift memberships. Well, I guess I got to do a drum roll for that, folks. That's a big deal. 5 gift memberships. Thank you so much, Pelado. That's a way to start February right there. Thank you to valued member Pilato. Let me get. I guess I got greasy hands, but let's do a drum roll for that. Thank you so much, though. Let me see who got memberships too. Boobity boop. Keith Shuck. I haven't seen him in a minute. Mike Langland. See him around. Zazoo Ted. That's a new one. And then Johnny's Lathe Crafts. Okay, I'm familiar with them. And New Beginnings Woodworks. There we go. I know that guy. I know Chase. I know these people. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, pop in the chat if you got a membership. Pop in the chat if Pilato gave you a membership. Thank you so much, Pilato. That was very, very generous of you. Very generous. Very generous. And if you are a member, do remember to Dad's Workshop at yahoo.com. Dad's Workshop Calvin at yahoo.com. You probably end up in the wrong place if you don't. Dad's Workshop Calvin at yahoo.com. Send me your address so I can send you some stuff. If you're in the continental U.S., it's kind of hard. If you're in Europe, it's getting a little bit expensive to send stuff. We're gonna try, do the best we can. Hey, hey, hey! I did see that. Mike's a member because they don't ever give you any. You never get the gift memberships. I don't know why, Mike. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. New member, Mike Osborne. Let me move this greasy stuff. I got to do a drum roll now. I got all these new members. Pilato, I want to make sure I say thank you appropriately here in the best possible way I can because I'm an appreciative person. But we always can work on stuff every day. But let me do a little bitty drum roll here for the 5 gift memberships and then for new member, Mike Osborne. So. Five new members. 5 new members. Let me go back. Mike Langland, Zazoo Ted, Johnny's Lathe Crafts, Keith Shuck, New Beginnings Woodworks, and Mike Osborne. Welcome, Mike Osborne. The family is growing. Top of the Dad's Workshop. I'd rather have 129 and 6 new members than 200 people and folks sitting in the gallery. So thanks to Pilato. Thank you to Mike Osborne. All you gotta do is just tap that subscribe button though. We appreciate all of those new members. I want to say thank you again to Pilato for that generous gift. Very generous gift. And then let's go back to doing stuff because I don't want to seem like I'm too much of a showman here. Though I am a showman. I fancy myself a showman from my piano days. Y'all ever seen a pianist play the piano blindfolded? I have too. Actually, a number of my friends did it. Most pianists can play their piano blindfolded. They don't go on. They have to look at music all the time, right? That's the thing that people don't realize. It's a gimmick. When pianists play music, they have to look up and read 4 lines or more of music at the same time. So they can't look at the keyboard that much anyway. Their hands know where the keys are. Kind of like somebody typing something or typing something from a dictation. The greatest showman, that's what I'm talking about, says Pilato. You can tuna fish, but I'm waiting, Mike. So happy to have Mike Osborne, who's been a longtime friend of the program, as a member too. And also all those other folks. I hope to keep any of them that I can. Man, maybe I can keep Chase around. He's doing big things on YouTube. Check out his channel, New Beginnings Woodworks. From out there in West Virginia. One of 2 guys that used to pop through from West Virginia, and the other was Robert G. Rest in peace. You can tune a fish, but you can't tune a piano. Hey, it looks like my folks are back from overseas. That's good. Glad they got back safe. It's crazy over there. There's a lot of snow and stuff. Everybody, welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm beside myself and appreciative of all the gifts I received this morning. Mike became a member, and Pilato gave away a bunch of memberships. This is the apron I'm working on right now. What I was just doing was trying to solidify those little pieces of coconut oil that are on it. We need to add a strap up here, but I needed to condition the leather first. In case you don't really see, I made a mistake right there. I thought those little holes would clear up, man. They didn't. I must have punched them too hard in there. Hey, Gajic Milan, Gajic Milan or Gajic Milan, welcome. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for saying hi. Do double tap that screen, like this video, like that right there. You see that light just go in? And let's keep this moving, man. This patch right here is made out of a raccoon. Everything else here is made out of a deer. This is grain leather, and this is buckskin down here, where the grain's been scraped. A lot of stuff to do on it, but not like, it's all fun stuff. Now that the hard parts are kind of done and I've learned how to sew a little bit, I'm getting better every day. I practice. So appreciative. YouTube should be sending mad people through here. Like, they should just be cranking people through here. With the stuff that we get for them, we make them tons of money. YouTube, Caesar wants Caesars, right? Caesar got to play along, man. Play the game with me, Caesar. It's all right. In time, they'll know that Dad's Workshop is the place to be. It's like the math club, man. Be there or be square, right? I cannot remember if have I done both of these hides here? I think I maybe have. We want these hides to dry slow, because when they do that, they tend to be soft and they bend over things, and that breaks those fibers, separates those fibers apart, and makes it so they don't bind back together and causes problems. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. That's right. That's kind of the expression that I think there's a Latin motto that goes along with that. That's right. Love Latin mottos. The best Latin motto, and it's the only way I know it is actually in English now. I cannot remember what it is in Latin anymore, but it is, we prepare for the times when we are strong, we prepare for the times when we are weak, right? I really like to live by that, try to live by that all the time. When we are strong, we prepare for the times when we're weak. What is that? What just happened? What just happened? Who just did that? Hey, what? Dacian, that's expensive. Wow, look at all those people. That's crazy. Look at all those. I'm honored. That's pretty sweet right there. It's a lot of members. Whoa. Pine and Oak Woodworks. Haven't seen that dude in a long time. Real Outdoor Living. Shout out. You guys got a membership. Robert Fisher. Oh, look. DeLauder. 77 Rockets. What's that guy's name? Ryan out there in California. Some Cyrillic there. Can't read that. Flossie May. Nice. And then effing Low Key down there. Look at all of that. Hey, look. Gator Monster popped through to say thanks for the membership. See? Man, Dacian, you're the one, man. You and Pilato, and oh my gosh, I'm beside myself today. What a great live stream. Man, I guess I gotta go on like a marathon today. Go on as long as I can before my phone dies. Can't read the chat anymore. Yeah, I guess I should do another drum roll. I'm trying to figure out how I can honor such a great gift like that. That's an incredible gift, man. Incredible gift to the channel. That's how we go. That's how we keep going. I don't know if y'all know this, but ad money is not good, right? So even you know, fairly decent long form videos, and I'm not gonna get into numbers because that sounds petty, but they don't make much. What we make our money off of is those kind of things, direct support from members. And so I can't thank Dacian and Pilato and Mike enough, because obviously you can only do what you can do. And some folks cannot afford to do that. But my goodness, we're sending you something this time, Dacian. We're going to send something to you. Thank you for those 20 memberships. Best gift I've seen in a very long time. And then, not to overshadow my great friend Pilato's 5 memberships, which is also super expensive. So I really appreciate the 2 of y'all today for really stepping up and making this an awesome program. Thank you, Pilato. Thank you, Dacian. Appreciate y'all. And Mike, because it's a sacrifice for Mike to be a member. He's, you know, Mike's on a fixed income, so I recognize that. Thank you, everybody. Let me make sure that I always express gratitude. This is a reminder to me, and it's a positive way for me to remember to always be grateful. So I am extremely grateful. And make sure you drop your address in my email so I can send you something. What we got here? Shani, you're an awesome guy. It's interesting to watch you work. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Let's measure out, since we're going to keep the work moving. I can keep going with the theatrics, but I think I should probably just keep the work moving. And let's take this piece here that I've got and see whether we can get 30 inches of material from this. If not, if it's around 26 to 28, we could probably work with that. But this is the piece I want to use for the strap that goes around the neck. Thank you, man. I hope we go real far too, Dacian. But some of that is determined by, you know, the work I do, how interesting I make the content, and, you know, having great fans like you. Like, that's, and folks, craftspeople around that appreciate the content and the value they get from it. You know, I gotta have that. I gotta remember that the content and my approach is the most important thing, and it's not anyone's fault when it doesn't exactly pan out the way I want it to. I gotta pivot, you know, and find ways around that. I mean, I have nothing but great support from folks out there, and I don't know what I did right to deserve it. I really think that there's a lot of things I could do to say thank you, and I'm very appreciative. Can't say that enough today. We'll keep repeating that probably throughout the program, and that's how I do it. So you guys know that I do very much appreciate it. Glad I met Dacian. See, I'm glad I asked the other day for y'all to introduce yourself. I wouldn't have... Yeah, man, keep it up. Dacian, I've seen channels grow so quick. One of the guys that got a gift membership today, New Beginnings. I remember when I kind of started doing live streams, I had a couple hundred subscribers, and New Beginnings only had, you know, 10 or 20. Now he's like at monetization level, so that puts you in that top something %. And I think because you're over there in Turkey, YouTube might work with you a little bit more also. They like having content creators from overseas, from all over the world, and they're willing to actually do a little bit to help folks monetize a little early if you're in certain countries. And I hope that includes Turkey. What just happened? And ad money is not good? What are you talking about? On a recent live stream, I earned 11 cents. Raking it in. Yeah, man, I know. It's good on long forms, but if you don't hit on them and you spend so much time, I don't know if you got this creator thing, Pilato, that's talking about managing your time making content. It's like, what do you do? So they call me a hub channel, right? Like, are you a hub or are you a problem? You know, problem solving channel. What is your thing? And so they're like, focus on that. And I want to, you know, of course, I would like to get into getting long forms that really that take. That's the idea. Kevin said your channel is just down to earth, Calvin. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, you all see my imperfections. I definitely laid myself bare in that way. So y'all see I have days. You know, that's the real thing. People have days. So we just, what I'm trying to do here is just sat through, you know. In the real world, it's, somebody told me recently that live streamers, a lot of them do it for their mental health. And I think that's true, probably. Because we pick these crafts, and if we were in a craft environment, in a workshop, we would be sitting there yapping with people around us in the workshop too, probably. I always love doing that. Yeah. Did Miss Heather finally get a membership? No, she didn't. She never does. They never give her a membership for some reason. Yeah, man, it's like we live in old England with the halfpennies. Yeah, I think one of my long form views on my best long form video, for every view I get a half-cent. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, but there is a way, you know, it grows. You can grow exponentially. That's what everybody's trying to do. They're trying to get that exponential growth. All right, let's measure this out with the tape here. Yeah, I'm getting like 28 and a half, and I think that means I will use this, and I'll just make a nice line there across. Man, I'm appreciative. Let me say this again. Dacian gifted 20 give 20 memberships, and then we had 5 memberships from Pilato, and Mike became a member today. Huge day in Dad's workshop today. Huge day in Dad's workshop. Gigantic day in the workshop today. Oops, my tape. Alright, so I'm going to take the entire length of this, put my apron up for a second, and cut it on the bench. Like I said, you're welcome, y'all's family. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Glad we can provide something that y'all can enjoy and feel like you get something out of. I'm going to use my awl and some sort of a straight edge to do this. Now remember, when we're working with skin doesn't go straight. Like, there's no square bodies, so we have to keep that in mind when we try to use straight edges and stuff on it. Probably about that. Like that. What do y'all think? So big today. So big. I sound like the president of the U.S. I won't say his name and get myself involved in a political debate. So big. The biggest day. I do feel rich, not because of the money, but rich in people. You know, not to be corny at all, but yeah, rich in people. Keep me from being negative, y'all. Y'all gonna stop me from being negative today. So what I'll do is, since I want about 30 inches of length here, is I will take a couple of straps and attach them to the top of the apron to extend the strap. Basically, I'd already had this as an idea earlier, and I told Heather about it. She thought that it would work as well. want to cut against something here. I want to cut against something that's approximately the same length. But no, it's not going to work. Mupalado said, I don't want exponential growth. Why would I want big exponents? I'd rather have viewership growth. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm getting it. Am I not getting exponential growth? Why would I want big exponents? I'd rather have viewership growth. It's just that my brain is on, showman mode. I can yak and joke better when I'm not in that mode. But anyway, it'll come to my parabolic growth is nice, It took me, I don't know, some of y'all grew really fast, but my channel took 2 years or so with a lot of pivots to get to monetization. And then in the period of I monetized last June, I think, May or June, and between then and now, my channel's subscriber count and views have gone up 400%, 500% maybe. Pretty good. Potentiometer. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't want any maths, I want people. For sure. Now Heather was concerned that this strap might be too tough and uncomfortable around my neck, but I can break it on the beam and stuff and get it to where I think it's comfortable. Don't particularly want to use these scissors very much, but I will unless I can run in and get those other ones. Easy. Now she did mention hemming it. I probably should have kept that in mind before I started cutting. Yeah, I don't want exponents in my subscriber base. I want humans. So yeah. For sure. Alright, let's see something real quick. I do enough of this stuff, I'm going to have to get like a mannequin in here, you know what I mean? I feel like a tailor sometimes. glad we left a little. Looks like there is a little extra. Now, when this dries, it's going to cinch in quite a bit. Electric shear. Okay. Is Pilato out of here? Oh, I thought someone said, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thanks, Pilato. So I can't see very well. I'm trying to see what it looks like on this video. I gotta look at my camera. So this side's a little low. You might want it to be folded over portion for the neck strap, but doesn't have to be. Definitely want this out like this, so it's got to be out toward the edge. That's about, I mean, I don't know if it's even, but that's about where it should be, I think. And then I'll attach some little, I'll do some little X-shaped stitches in here. I don't want that kind of like sag in the middle there. I kind of want it out like this. I gotta think about how I can do that. But that may happen when the middle strap is attached. People definitely don't like this view. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Pilato, first time sending gift with the jewels. So sometimes they let me use the jewels and sometimes they don't. It's weird with those things. Yeah, but thank you for that. Yeah, all of those are appreciated, excuse me. Oh my gosh. All gifts are appreciated. Yeah, so I think that's about right. Maybe not. It's a little awkward there. Let's see. And I might do canvas for the strap around the body. So that leaves very little material here. To pull that flat, you need the other strap. Make sure it's up as high as you want on your chest neck area. Yeah, I think probably a little higher. I want to think of a way I can kind of mark these where they are. This is tricky because if you sew these on wrong, it's not good. It could be a pain in the butt. You're gonna have to like undo them multiple times. Let's look one more time. Hey, please double tap that screen, like this video. Right now we're making an apron out of leather. We made the leather first, right? So everything from complete scratch. Yeah, I gotta look and see. It's gonna hopefully catch up. Let me see if I can get live on my That's actually, that's like the way I want it. Hopefully that's the way it is now. Yeah, that's the way I want it. So let me find a way to mark those or pin them. Because what I'll do is I'll leave this excess here and actually attach the piece on top here. Leave those clamped on where they are. Right? I shouldn't have moved that one at all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now my apron's up here. I do like that, but this is a longer apron. No, it's not. I think maybe that's probably about right. Let's get those likes up. Yeah, double tap that screen, like this video. Somebody else is live right now. That might be a factor, but they don't. You know, I don't think we have much overlap there. I think that's about where I want them. Let me do something to. Maybe there's a way I can rivet these or something. Rivet those on. What do you think, Heather? Should I rivet these on and then sew once they're like in place? Definitely, it seems like maybe a hem wouldn't be a bad thing for this neck piece here, and it could cinch in when it dries a bit. But also, I can always remove it. I think what I'm gonna do now, I might actually put. Let me get a couple little pieces of leather. That's what I'll do. And I don't want to take it from one of these little pieces either. This will work. It's another piece of that same hide from another strong part of it too. Let me get that stuff out of there. Coconut oil kind of absorbed. Wiped off. I want to use this piece as my. Thanks for all the gifts today, folks. It's been a great morning for me. I know it's been an evening for some folks. But it's been a great morning for me here at Dad's Workshop. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm thinking, and you were maybe not in here when I did the rivets. I had to do a replacement rivet on that front pocket Pilato, but they're not complicated. You just have a hole, and then you basically it's two pieces of metal that permanently bond with a mechanical bond, basically. They bend into each other, if I'm correct. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that. All right, so I got a nice straight edge here. I'm gonna take two, like 2-inch or 3-inch pieces. I gotta decide, maybe 2.5 inches. We'll split the difference. I gotta wipe my hands off so that I don't make a slip with my blade and cut myself. There's always someone else live. That is true. There's always someone else live. That is a fact. That's okay. If y'all just came in, this is coconut oil, and it's very cold out here, so the coconut oil has solidified. It's coconut oil I've used to condition this leather, and it's solidified. So because of it's in the 30s out here, probably still below freezing maybe. And we're going to take a couple pieces of this leather here and use those to make some little attachments, and then I can kind of adjust it, I think, or not. I don't know that it matters that much. Unfortunately, it's plastic rivets that most cars are put, like the bodies on cars, not the frame. But the bodies on modern vehicles are plastic. I mean, they're just trash. And they put them together with these plastic rivets. I mean, just about the cheapest thing. All what we're driving around is like little metal, like a chintzy little bumper, and then there's a motor. Even the motor covers are plastic now. Radiators are plastic. The frame is the only metal part, right? So you have this. There's no real like sheet metal anymore. It's just plastic. I use copper rivets and burns, if you know what I mean. All right, let's cut this thing, get a couple pieces off of here, and take them from a spot where we won't be damaging it that much, so I can still give away some of this leather to folks. Just need a couple little pieces. And then I use my level as a straight edge. I'm going to take a piece kind of from here. This will be both pieces probably. Burrs. 2 1/4. It's 1 1/8 to the middle there. Ooh, breeze coming in here too right now. It's gonna warm up here soon, I think. See if I get a right angle up there. It's not gonna be perfect, but I like to get it as straight as possible. That's not bad. There are tools for this too, actually. I don't have them. This is a deer, what you're looking at right now. This is a deer, and this is close to the... I stuck myself with my blade. This is the... back towards the tail. Kind of on the... I'm going to say this is on my bottom right side. I wish I had one to give you reference to, but this one's too big. It's a thicker part of the animal here. This is a little thinner. This may be closer to the belly, but then here it's like it's fairly thick for deer. Deer hide is fairly thin in general. This is a deer though. Good question. Send me a picture. Are you going to send it on Facebook, Mike? I am on Facebook. I don't have that many friends on there if y'all want to hop on and friend me on there. I also don't get on every day. I'll admit that. Should have made more care with that cut. Taken more care with that. I'm going to use just these two right here, I think. So you see how I've kind of got it separated in 4. Maybe I should just cut all 4 out though. So this is just going to help support the strap against the body of the apron. Alright, two nice little grain on leather straps. And this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take a quick water break. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I will be coming right back, but I got to get a sip of water and I got to warm my feet and my hands up real quick. Give me like 30 seconds and I'll be right back. Okay? Welcome to Dad's Workshop, and my name's Calvin. Thanks for being here. Working on an apron right now. Oh, sorry about that. Makes sense my numbers would go down. That's alright though. Had to make some yellow snow right quick. Done with that. Feel much better with that as well. Whew. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So these, I want to find a way I can mark these where they are, because that's where I want them to be as when we attach these straps. But I can't think of how I can mark these well. Let me see if there's a way I can kind of use the slicker maybe to make a mark on here that'll stick. Right. I'm gonna use that. I don't want to weaken it, but I need something that's gonna make a mark. And then left, we have right here, left. Well, left from me, from my perspective. There's a way I can go without having to take those off. It would be the best. But if we have to, we can probably resize that. Awesome day in the workshop today, guys. Awesome day in the workshop. I was psyched anyway because I had a whole list of things to do. So that's what I got for that. I know, and I'm going to put that on from the inside there. Yeah, hide and seek is not a recommended game with pins. That is correct. That is correct. My two little, these are nice, like consistently, like the right thickness here. I wanna attach these up here. I might actually attach these with a rivet or a couple of rivets, and then stitch around that if it works. What do you think, Heather? You think that'll work? Will it look good? Let's put the camera down on what we're doing so everybody can see. See right here, I'm going to attach these to the body of this thing here. I think what I'm going to use is some rivets. I can see this not looking good if it's half baked somewhat. There's a little rivet puncher. I don't need a super long rivet here. Let's do this. We'll measure in like a couple centimeters, probably a couple centimeters in from the top. And then a centimeter in from the side, probably. If you like metric and not freedom units. I knew a Pilato would make a joke about the half-baked thing. Nobody's a half-breed, Mike, and I don't even want to say that word on my channel. I don't want to say that. It's gonna get me. There is no such thing. That's like German hate language right there. Nazi hate language. We're not gonna use that. Everybody is exactly who they should be, man. And there's nobody who's half anything. We're all 100% human. Not even to be corny about it, just we are 100% human. That's too much. Not a good spot to rip out a hole like that. That is not good at all, guys. I hope that doesn't damage my whole project here. Is this okay, wrong side. I need to all this guy again. Hey, I might not be able to learn lesson. I might not, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I might not be able to learn leather work, but I can tell you one thing, I'm gonna give it my all. You like that? I'm gonna give it my all. Just a little bit of dad humor there, a little bit of leather working humor there. I'm gonna also stitch this, but this will help me kind of. I feel like it's gonna help me get a little more control over the other strap. I don't know why. I just feel like it's the way to go. But if the rivet sucks, then it's not. So we need to make sure the rivet's in. That's no good. Maybe as far as we get today, guys. Beater. It's so cool. I was thinking about putting snaps on these potentially, because Heather has snaps, and if I put snaps on them, they can actually, I can adjust the length of the piece, really, you know. Definitely the length of the neck strap, which can be uncomfortable, you know, or you know, like desirable. Some people are like, well, I like the way the neck feels on this one. I don't. You know, it's measuring tape here. I just want 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters down, 1 centimeter in. Wow, really slick. It's those oils I added today. Like everything, I think there's tricks that you learn in time with this stuff. Want to say thank you again to Dacian. Want to say thank you again to centimeters. What kind of squishy Europeans do you think we are? Okay, let me go back to freedom units. We'll go back to freedom units, Pilato. Freedom. We want to use our freedom units. And that's just how we like to do things here. This is America with a apostrophe M. It matters what side goes through, does it? What I do with my little plate? Drop it, y'all. Pilato, what happened to my plate? Pilato, what'd you do? See? Once a day. Actually, several times a day. There you go. Thanks, Pilato. Appreciate you putting that back where it belongs. Mallet here. Wow, that's really cool, Mike. See, these are the stories I want to hear about. All right, we got these rivets in here. My feet are freaking freezing, y'all. Nice, man. The Colvilles race down this hill into the river on horses. And I want to see what the beginning of this was, but Omak Stampede, it's the suicide race. I've never, but I'm going to Google that when I go inside. Speaking of races, that is, I'm glad that you got to that. I've been waiting for one of these stories from Mike about something cool like this. Yeah, so when I go in, which is going to be very soon because it's freezing out here, and we've done about 90 minutes. It's about the limit for my phone and my feet and this stuff. All right, so today we conditioned leather. We put these rivets on. We sized a strap that I think is the right size, but I don't know what the heck I did with it. Hopefully it's not on the floor. And now we have these two little straps coming off so that we can now tie, we can put the neck strap on. I may decide these rivets aren't good here, but I think that's going to help reinforce them. I'm going to also sew them on here, these two little straps. Want to thank Dacian today for his, oh, this is the other strap right here. Want to thank Dacian for his gift. Also, make sure that if you're a member that you drop your address into my email, dadsworkshopcalvin@yahoo.com, so that I can send you out some gifty stuff. It's too cold for my leather to get conditioned out here properly, so I need to go back inside and spend some time like actually breaking this leather inside where it can be warm enough to do so. Thank you to Dacian, thank you to Pilato for their awesome gifts today. Thank you to everybody for popping through. I'm hoping in one of these next few days we can maintain our intensity throughout the whole live stream and just stick with it. We can hold a number. Want to hold a number here. That's kind of one of my goals. But that doesn't really matter when I have good folks around and we're hanging out and having a good time. So Pilato, Mike, Dacian, everyone in the chat today, man. Kevin came in. People were very nice today. Shani, and then all the new members. 25 new members in the house today. That's amazing. Want to do these. I want to break these furs too because I'm going to be making I'll be making a raccoon skin Cossack style hat soon, and it's going to require all 3 of my raccoons. I think. I'm excited about that. Yeah, bareback. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin, you have a great rest of your day too. I'm glad you stuck around. We're gonna do some awesome stuff. I've got a list of great things to do in Dad's workshop. We're never gonna run out of stuff to do here. Well, I never say never, but I have plenty of things to do all the time. I used to tell kids I never get bored. I never get bored, man. I always got plenty to do. And I'm thankful and appreciative of all of you. I want to say that, and I want to say that I'm also grateful for this day and for the opportunity to be here. You could have also been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here. Double tap that screen on your way out. Do the next right thing. Mike, I'm going to Google that thing you were talking about because I'm hooked. I want to know what that is. And then everybody have an awesome rest of your day. We will be back tomorrow, hopefully, God willing, as usual. And you all, hey, check out my videos and drop a comment and share something with a friend. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Thanks again, Pilato, and thanks again, Dacian. Thanks again, Mike.